opening vistas of space promise high costs as well as high reward. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained. The exploration of space is one of the great adventures of all time. And we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it.
Oh. I shouldn't have done that. I'll have to take better care of myself. Oh. Thank you. Now I'm angry.
Looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it?
Looks can be deceiving.
Nice jump. We're right on target.
This is Freestar Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. Scan complete. You're clear to land.
Touching down.
Be plenty of organic materials to harvest from this world.
Well, if that's not an obvious trap, I don't know what is. Keep an eye out. I'm going down.
You should start watching your back, Ranger.
This is really it.
This one's down.
Not bad, Ranger. Wish we'd had you on Nira during the war. Funny how fate turns brothers against each other. I like to think God enjoys the irony.
There's still a chance to come quietly. I'm only interested in the bounty.
I'm not so sure about that, Ranger. I don't do this out of some misguided sense of revenge. That's where Paxton went wrong. I do this because Freestar citizens deserve better. The Council of Governors is corrupt. You've seen it yourself. You think Ron Hope was the only snake in the grass?
Aren't you tired of fighting? I'm giving you a way out of this. Alive.
I'm exhausted. You think I wanted to spend the rest of my life as an insurrectionist?
I promise if you keep this up, I will end you. Give up.
Is that right? You're ruthless, I'll give you that. All right, Ranger, you got me. And just promise you'll keep me out of Freestar custody. They'll want me cold the second I'm convicted.
That's not up to me. Somebody'll be by for you.
Give the word and we'll get underway.
We have liftoff. Orbital pattern locked in. Must have been a good jump. We're still in one
This
piece.
is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband. And complete. Enjoy your stay in New Atlantis.
Setting down, everything in the green.
Things for you.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear. Enjoy your visit.
wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave.
No.
Oh, have I got some news?
Look who's back. All set with that probationary mission? We can do your debrief and formally welcome you into the Vanguard whenever you're ready.
Yeah, about that debrief.
A terror? What? How did you walk away with the terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to the settlers?
Things didn't exactly go as advertised. Only one researcher was alive and gave me a sample and a gene tag.
A gene tag? Let me see that. Sanan. I know that name. Let me check the database. Huh. A lot of this data's been classified. Here we go. Service record. Wow. That's a lot of commendations. Seems like she served with distinction as co-head of a UC Xenoweapons division. Faced tribunal at the end of the Colony War, and was dismissed from duty. Guess that's why I'd heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well, we can at least be sure she knows her aliens.
Should we even be helping this woman? Seems like Xeno warfare doesn't sound good.
I'm sure she doesn't list it at the top of her resume. But considering her service record and her area of expertise, I'm not seeing a reason to think this request is anything other than genuine. Did your survivor, Hadrian, did she mention why she thinks this sample's so special?
She said something about wanting a Dr. Walker to analyze it.
I see. This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever been a part of. I did actually have another mission lined up for you, supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. But now I guess you have two options on how to proceed. Head to the UC Vigilance and help out SysDef, or deliver that sample. I'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these your first official orders. And here, so everyone knows you're working with the Vanguard. Welcome to the Navy, Captain. Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next time you're down at the spaceport. Talk to ship services. Now, if there wasn't anything else, I'd suggest you move out.
be scanned as you enter the city. Please.
Good to be back on board.
We're clear for takeoff, Captain. Orbital insertion completed.
Star Station LO-868. You need the eye?
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
Hey, Vladimir.
Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Everyone needs space to let their thoughts run solo.
Makes sense. I was hoping you could point me to another artifact temple.
Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
I have a question for you.
Oh, sore. One too many squats.
What are your thoughts on the Unity?
Keep coming back to one thing. Both of these Starborn, they're people you know. Only they're not the people you know. Say and do things the folks you know would never. Doesn't bode well for anyone stepping into the Unity. Or through it, or however it works. You consider what it might do to you?
I feel like that's a question that's not really one of our problems right now.
Easy to say when you're on this side of it. But give some thought to who or what might come out the other side. No loss as great as the loss of what you are.
Makes sense. Stay fit.
Raise the thoughts with you later.
On deck.
Nice. Clean sep there. Grav jump complete. The enemy's grav drive has been disabled. System is damaged.
You're done! There's no way you can win this.
Shields gone.
This ain't over!
I love putting Crimson Fleet dogs down. You're with the Freestar Rangers, right? Space is always just a little safer with you folk around. Any way we can repay you?
Just the usual.
Transferring parts now. Thanks again for the help. Over and out.
Let's put this bird on the ground.
Did you need something?
We still have so much to learn.
Too bad they seem less willing to teach.
In frosty temperatures like this, there's nothing better than a flask of a good English whiskey to keep you warm. Ruins are fascinating. Oh, I could spend years studying this location. accounted for. We're ready to depart.
Is something amiss?
Something seems to always be amiss.
Liftoff looks good, all systems normal. Looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it? I will never get tired of that.
You are entering United Colony space. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. You're cleared to land. Enjoy your stay at Sidonia.
Landing initiated. Watch your flaring.
Something you might be interested in.
Oh, what a lovely view of the Martian sky. Frankly, I'm a bit surprised to find such a delightful spot in this rather drab city.
Even a desert has its own beauty.
Building Sidonia completely underground was a clever way of keeping the city shielded from the harsh Martian landscape. Have a moment.
Stay away from the Sixth Circle unless you're a minor. Or at least don't come crying to me if anything happens to you.
Look at this place. I can't imagine being cramped down here, choking on the fumes and the dust. No trees, no grass. It's depressing.
Definitely.
Hey there.
Take your time and ask me if you need anything. I'm here to help. Yo, hey, what's up? You looking to do some shopping here at the Trade Authority? I'm Manaki. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll do my best to help you out.
What's the strangest thing you've seen come through here?
Yo! This dude came in once trying to sell this whack-looking fish or something. It was still alive. He had it in this big plastic bag full of water and everything. Good size, too. I was trying to tell him I didn't know if we took in things like that, but then my boss came over and told me we absolutely did. And I had to process the sale and store the thing. Man, what a pain in the ass that was. Even weirder, someone came in and bought it like right away. The hell's that about, right?
Well, I'm looking for someone else, but thank you.
Come back anytime.
It is illegal to transport plant or animal life to Mars without going through official UC channels or our trade authority partners. Adherence to this law is imperative in order to avoid unwanted infestation. Thank you for your cooperation.
Excuse me.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
I was told a man named Walker works here?
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
Why would the miners need to hide him?
They were all devils. Red Devils. A UC Marine unit based here on Mars, though they were disbanded shortly after the Colony War. I presume a number of them served alongside Dr. Walker. Bonds forged in battle and all that.
What sort of discipline issue are we talking about here?
Dr. Walker decided to start brewing and selling his own pharmaceuticals to our customers below cost. Something his contract expressly forbade. As such, we requested our cut of the profits and began garnishing his salary. Perhaps a little too severely, but well within legal limits. It was around then that he ran off, abandoning his duty and his unpaid accounts.
You don't sound particularly interested in finding him.
That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Oh, I loathe the Trade Authority. Is it absolutely necessary that we have to help them?
How much does he owe?
Why? Feeling charitable? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the interest it's accrued, I believe it's something substantial. So if you were able to find him and convince him to clear his accounts, you would have our honest gratitude.
I'm not your bill collector. I just need to know how to find him. Oh, just tell me where he was last seen.
Ugh, I can't believe you're helping them. What a stupid waste of time.
Wonderful.
I suggest paying a visit to the Sixth Circle, what I suppose is technically a bar on the lowest level of the city. If anyone knows where Percival is, the miscreants there would. But I would urge caution. They're not a group known for their hospitality.
We don't have any other leads, Sarah.
Workday is not an officially sanctioned holiday, and that it is not advised to allow children into potentially dangerous work sites. Keep our children safe. Keep them out of harm's way. Thank you from the Cydonia Department of Labor.
And without leads, there's not much else we can do.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for Devil's vets and their kin.
I'm with the Vanguard. Heard you might know where Percival Walker is?
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
Andy. You. Why don't you come here and tell me what some Vanguard captain wants with Walker? Stray topsider wanders into my bar asking after a man like Percival Walker. Raises questions. What do you want with him?
Well... I'm on official Vanguard business. I need him to look at something.
Is that so? Well, Captain, then you should have no problem answering a few simple questions about the Vanguard, right? Like knowing, for example, what Supra et Ultra means. You remember? Your Vanguard motto?
It's all right. I can vouch for this one. They're Vanguard, true as they come.
And you're someone I should trust, huh? Why?
I'm UC military. Retired. Can give you my gene tag code too if you'd like.
Not necessary. But look, even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. Can bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. And I'm always inclined to help a friend.
You and Percival were both the Red Devils? What can you tell me about them?
Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough. Reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC xeno-weapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the Devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with xeno-weapons got shelved. Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory.
So you worked with the xeno-weapons?
Me? Nah. Infantry officer. But my grunts deployed alongside the things. Never seen anything like it. Before or since. Monsters from the darkest corners of the Black, rampaging across the battlefield. Can understand why they banned them. Brutal. Armistice hurt us more than most, but... wow. Wasn't all bad that came out of that agreement.
And how would you suggest I go about clearing Percival's name?
Well, most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Making that adjustment would be illegal. I don't think this is a road we should travel.
And, one soldier to another. Sidonia's full of old utility tunnels and crawl spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear. Ooh, and you might need these.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
And I look forward to hearing the good news.
Caution. Submarine
Vanguard, come here.
Be advised to secure this article and find stable ground.
I agree, Sarah. I don't like this option. And what do you want?
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker?
Doesn't exactly sound like we've got another option for finding him.
Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any... B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Cambridge. I was Percival's assistant. Well, apprentice, really. Couldn't work in the mines anymore, so he gave me a job helping with some of his side projects. Knows experiments inside and out, and I know this one was gonna be big.
What is... whatever you said it was?
It's mostly iron and about 3 centuries of human water runoff, though only Percival would be able to tell you all the trace elements and whatnot. But it builds up around human settlements, and something about the Martian soil changes it, makes it into something new, and we think we found a use for it.
So you're making drugs?
No. Well, yes, but the medical kind. I'd help him make whatever the city was running low on that month, and we'd sell it to the miners for cheap. But the Trade Authority got wind and wanted their cut. And then some.
And I presume there's a reason you haven't handed over this information already?
Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh dear. I believe I see where this is leading.
Me too.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore.
Well, it sounds like an awful lot of work to avoid buying a pillow, but it sounds like this might be a better option. I'll help.
Great. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Honestly, it sounds like it might be easier to just pay the debt off, but I kind of agree with you. I don't like helping the trade authorities, so let's go do this.
Always nice to kick back into Broken Spear after a long day.
That's just not the way to handle a situation like that.
Ever been to Aquila? Those security uniforms are way cooler than anything we've got.
That's an opinion.
another point for our side.
Getting tired of this.
Access stairs lead deeper into the mines. I hope we remember the way back to the surface.
Up, up, and more up.
My goodness, what an impressive sight. That lock didn't last very long. This must lead to the miners' living quarters. I can't imagine having to live almost every waking moment underground.
Well, you lived on Mars for a while. I have to say, is there a difference between it being a mine or being an excavated urban environment?
I'm hoping there was a good reason that was locked. Look at all this old drilling equipment left here to rust. Not surprising, though. Mining lasers rendered these machines completely obsolete. Well, we clearly can't get through this way. Perhaps we should try making our way down using the caves in the back of the area. There's still quite a bit of mineral wealth down here. Perhaps it would be worth our time to survey the area for more? Exploring these mining operations has given me a new appreciation for the risks Dusties take to make a living.
Thanks.
I see you've done that before.
More than a few times.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Oh, good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Compound analysis complete. Adding to existing notation. Collating. Process complete. You may collect your documentation.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room. If the spacers didn't make off with it, I'll be waiting at the circle.
I have things for you.
Do your part to keep Sidonia graffiti-free.
My buddy Mitch keeps asking me if I can help him out with something, but I just don't have the time.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
I can talk. But, you don't want me to ask for money?
You can try if you feel confident, but I didn't want to push our luck. Besides, if that drug gets big, I think everyone benefits. So, you think you can sell him on it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
As Crimson Fleet attacks continue to rise, so too does the pressure on the system to protect United Colony space.
Hello again.
Was there something else?
I have a business proposal for you.
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
A chem made from a material that can be mined. Call it a pick-me-up.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
Well, it makes miners more efficient, and I've got the data here to prove it.
An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers, or so I've heard.
Those spacers are no longer going to be a problem, and it won't cost you a thing.
Really? Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials. The licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Careful, you're drooling a little bit. But overall, clear Percival's dead.
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure was all yours. It worked. Thanks. So, about that debt.
Yeah?
The debt's cleared.
Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there, but it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
All right.
Almost break time. Come on, you can make it.
Right back to it. Must have missed something the last time we came down here. Ah! Like a door.
My word. I can't imagine how an engineer could make heads or tails of this chaotic collection of drilling machinery.
I suppose you'd have to be an engineer to make it.
Well, this explains why the miners ceased drilling. Someone must have missed this natural cavern on the geological survey. Shame. Nicely done. Constructing that massive structure in this cavern must have been quite a feat. I suppose it was a bit like building a ship in a bottle.
No altruistic deeds, huh?
Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker, I assume? I've got a tissue sample I need analyzed. Full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terramorph cells from a world that's supposedly too young to have one?
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Hadrian Sannon? She said she was an old colleague of yours?
Hadrian? She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
If something's wrong with it, you'll need to talk to Hadrian. I'm basically just the messenger.
No, that's the problem. This looks about as genuine as they come. This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Yeah, I remember the history lesson.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Talsetti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
You said the Londinian attack was massive, right? Why is one odd terramorph so scary?
Because until now, the terramorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means, but I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here.
Well, orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. Apparently she'll be waiting at the 6th Circle.
The Circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
All right.
The fact that the UC was entertaining the notion of xeno-warfare angers me to the core.
That's the problem with any technology. Once it's revealed, it can't be hidden again.
ceilings on the upper levels. It's a long way down. Heck of a day, isn't it?
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hatchling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes. We don't belong here.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
Well, too much trouble, it wasn't a walk in the park, but nothing I couldn't manage.
Well, that's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
The Armistice Archives? What's this have to do with Freestar and House Varun?
Well, when the Colony War came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the Armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Varun. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get to that.
Doesn't sound like run-of-the-mill data you're after. How about an explanation?
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the Armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
So what does that make you two now? Is the UC gonna throw me in prison for helping you?
No. We were both dismissed after the war for what we did. These days, we're just concerned citizens with a very particular area of expertise. Our damage has been done for a long time.
Well, I actually know who you are, and your past, well, that's none of my concern.
Oh. Well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Why would the cabinet agree to help us?
I mean, I hope they will, given the evidence we've acquired. But getting the Freestar Collective and House Varun on our side, that won't be easy.
Since neither group is exactly on great terms with the UC at the moment, for various reasons.
Exactly. It's going to mean negotiations and deals and plenty of diplomatic legwork to see this through. But I don't see a better option to solving what's going on here. So it's gonna be up to us to get them on board.
Well, I guess we're going to talk to the cabinet.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Well. Back for more, eh?
Oh boy.
Despite the low gravity on Mars, a fall into Sidonia's lower level is still likely to result in injury or death.
Used to think I was
Please
Vanguard
exercise
material.
caution near balcony
Until I
exit.
discovered that space travel turns my stomach.
Although we have not been able to track
And
down
just like that, we're embroiled in yet another weird conspiracy of... You know, I'm starting to think that this universe
Deluxe
doesn't
condos
like me.
aren't anything special, but plenty of people call them home.
Or maybe it just likes to keep things interesting. Well, at least we don't have to run across the surface of Mars for yet another time.
So, where to next?
One of our many homes.
Yes, you need me?
No borders, just horizons. That's my idea.